Have you ever wondered who came up with the idea of working for a living? Was it a group of ancient people sitting around thinking, you know what we need? A 9-to-5 grind? Spoiler alert, it wasn't. The concept of doing a job evolved slowly, and it's a fascinating story that stretches across thousands of years. So, how did the idea of jobs begin, and how did it shape the world we live in today? Let's dig in. Before jobs existed, life was simple but tough. In prehistoric times, survival was the only occupation. Hunting, gathering, and later farming were essential. People didn't wake up and clock in. Every waking moment was dedicated to finding food or avoiding predators. Imagine telling a hunter-gatherer to fill out a performance review. Your berry-picking efficiency is down this quarter. They'd laugh, except they didn't have time for that. They were busy staying alive. Their work was finding food, shelter, and avoiding becoming dinner for saber-toothed tigers. Danger lurked around every corner. It was a team effort, everyone pitching in for survival. Cooperation and communication were key to their success. Early humans were the ultimate generalists, their job description a mile long and constantly evolving. They had to be adaptable and resourceful, but change was on the horizon. The dawn of a new era was approaching. Our ancestors stumbled upon a revolutionary idea: agriculture. This discovery would transform their way of life. They started planting seeds and cultivating crops. This shift from foraging to farming marked the beginning of settled communities. This seemingly simple act would change the course of human history and pave the way for the jobs we know today. It was the foundation of civilization. From hunters to harvesters, the birth of roles specialization begins. As humans transitioned to farming around 10,000 years ago during the Neolithic revolution, roles started to emerge. Some people were better at growing crops, while others were skilled at making tools or building shelters. This was the first step towards specialization. Communities realized it was more efficient to divide tasks. This led to bartering, trading goods or services instead of money. Imagine a farmer trading grain for a new spear from a blacksmith, and boom, the seeds of the job market were planted, pun intended. This division of labor was the precursor to specialized jobs. It laid the foundation for the diverse professions we see today. We began to see the emergence of potters, weavers, and even early metalworkers, each person contributing uniquely to their community. This newfound specialization led to innovation. People began to experiment and improve their techniques. Tools became more sophisticated and farming techniques improved. This progress was essential for the growth of early societies. Villages grew into larger settlements, eventually becoming the first cities. These urban centers became hubs of activity and innovation. As societies became more complex, so did their needs, creating a demand for even more specialized roles. This complexity paved the way for the advanced civilizations that would follow. With the rise of civilizations like Mesopotamia, Egypt, and the Indus Valley, societies became more organized. Jobs diversified as cities grew. There were scribes, builders, merchants, priests, and even entertainers. One of the first recorded job descriptions comes from ancient Mesopotamia. Scribes were essential for keeping records of trade and governance. But here's a funny thought. Imagine an ancient scribe complaining about quill fatigue or papyrus overload. In Egypt, jobs were tied to social hierarchy. Farmers worked the land, artisans created masterpieces, and priests managed temples. And the pharaoh? Well, his job was to be worshipped. Not a bad gig if you can get it. Money and jobs, the game changer. For most of human history, bartering was the primary method of exchange, but it wasn't always practical. How do you trade a cow for a pair of shoes? Enter money. Around 3000 BCE, silver and gold became mediums of exchange. The invention of money revolutionized the way we work, providing a standardized medium of exchange that was widely accepted. With money, jobs became more defined. People started working not just for goods, but for wages, allowing for greater flexibility and the ability to save and invest. Ancient Greece and Rome were hotbeds for labor evolution. From philosophers teaching the wealthy to gladiators fighting for entertainment, jobs were as diverse as they were risky. Fun fact, Roman workers even formed unions called collegia to advocate for better working conditions. Imagine ancient labor strikes, no bread until better wages. This shift from bartering to a monetary system formalized the concept of jobs as we know them today. It laid the foundation for modern employment and economic structures. The introduction of money also led to the development of economic systems. These systems became more sophisticated over time, paving the way for banking, credit, and financial markets. Markets flourished, and trade routes connected distant lands, creating new opportunities and specializations. This interconnectedness fostered cultural exchanges and the spread of ideas. The world was becoming increasingly interconnected, all driven by the engine of commerce. The ripple effects of this transformation are still felt in our global economy today.